Hello to all the beautiful, happy moms of Salt and Light. Welcome to our Date 5, Understanding the Difference Between Men and Women. Understanding the Differences. As we all know, talaga magkaiba talaga ang isang lalaki at isang babae. Putting the two different men and women together because of marriage, you would always expect there would be tension, there would be quarrels, and misunderstandings. And of course, hindi lang tayo ang dumaranas ng hirap, but also ang lalaki, they'll have such a hard time having to adjust with a very complex women as their wives. Now, marriage is about unity. How can we reunite if hindi natin naintindihan ang pagkakaiba natin sa ating mga asawa? Imbes na tayo ang nagpo-force and we're just always demanding the other person to understand us, as matured Christians, and dahil tayo ang una nakakaalam, we are having this great, wonderful Happy Mom sessions. We have actually the responsibility. We have to understand our spouses and also our husbands more. It is really wrong for us to expect our husbands to think and react and also respond in the way we want them to. And syempre, it is very wrong that we automatically assume that we'll have this perfect marriage, perfect unity. We all need time to adjust to one another. We just really have to be both together. Initially, when we are blinded with love, we feel that because love is blind, for say, we can do anything and everything and parang wala magiging problema. And that was our attitude siguro when we were very young, senseless of the real world. Now, reality strikes, we know that it's not always that easy that we can overcome any problems without realizing the realities and facts of life. And sometimes, we as women, girls, we tend to blame our husbands, yung mga lalaki. Ang sinasabi natin, nagbago daw ang ating mga lalaking asawa. But in reality, hindi sila nagbago. They were really like that. Ganun talaga sila. Hindi lang natin siguro nalaman noon na that is who they were. Husbands are not our enemies na kailangan natin sila i-conquer. It's a very wrong notion. Kailangan daw nung una magpag-asawa kayo, you have to really know sino ang magiging parang leader of the family. Sino kukuha ng crown? Is it your husband or is it the wife? It is actually very wrong because husbands are your partner in life. Your spouses are your other half in life to go through this wonderful, hard journey of life. We don't have to smash them down para sabihin na ako ang magiging bosses ng pamilya nito, but we really just have to find ways to lift one another up. Healthy couples, healthy family, husbands and wives, they know how to acknowledge the differences. I want to ask you, how well do you know your husband? Normally, when we say love is very based on emotions. Love is a will. We try to express this emotion called love through various love languages. Everybody have love languages on their own. Words of affirmation, magagandang salita. It could be quality time, physical touch. It could be also services, or it could be giving gifts. So lahat ng tao, we have different ways of expressing and feeling love. Of course, we cannot guarantee na pareho ang love language ninyong mag-asawa. You can have the same, but you can also be different. Ngayon, alam natin ang magkaiba ang ating love language with our ating asawa. The question is, so sino kailangan ang magbago? The person who has to change first is actually us, because we know now through these great lessons of Happy Mom. Acknowledging that kami ang mag-a-adjust. It's not really about your self-ego. It's actually the beautiful thing called love. And that's what Jesus really wants us to. Who is doing more of your will para lang talaga magkaroon ng unity, pagkakasama mag-asawa, to make a beautiful family that God really wants us to have. Women, we have to change first because we heard it first. When the desire of men are filled, they will eventually change. And when they change, it will actually benefit us kasi ang ating mga pangangailangan, ang i-refill nila. So it's actually both ways. Walang nalulugi to admit that I am willing to change. I am willing to sacrifice my little will just to express my love to you. Actually, it's a winning battle. So, are we ready to change for our husbands and for our family? Now, I want you to stop this video first and continue on answering your workbook on the small sharing on page 25, the 5 different questions under our small sharing. Now, after your answering, pwede niyo i-continue ang ating video. What husband and wife expects. Ang pagkakaiba daw ng isang lalaki at isang babae, it's summarized on a chart very simply, and you can see the difference as below. 3 categories: self-identity, love, and conversation. For men, good result, good goal, and good accomplishments. Para daw talaga they feel na this is me, this is my self-identity. On the other hand, for women, we're very much focused on relationships and the process. For men to feel loved, kailangan daw talaga nila ng respeto, trust, and they need compliment. Something like, ang galing naman ng asawa ko, ang gwapo naman ng asawa ko. You know, the simplest words of compliments makes them feel loved. While for women, we need thoughtfulness and concerns. Yung mga, okay ka na ba? How are you feeling? You know, we're very soft people. And also attention. We need attention and we need the love. For men, on their conversations, they're very based on facts. They need the truth. While for women, most of our conversations are based on our emotions. We talk because that's how we express our emotions. So you can see talaga ibang-iba ang lalaki at babae. Dr. Willard Harry did a survey and came up with this, ano daw ang ina-expect ng isang tao sa kanyang asawa. Sa lalaki, first, sexually gratifying wife. For men, they really need sex. It's really, it's a fact. Second, wife, I can do my leisure activities with. Third, kailangan daw nila ng magandang babae. Fourth, good in housekeeping and a supportive wife. Fifth, wife who compliments. If nagtitipid kayo sa mga salita sa pagka-compliment sa iyong lalaki, try to, maybe this is a time, compliment your husband. Appreciate them. And they'll change really for us. Sa mga babae daw, expect daw natin ang ating asawa is first, we want a sweet husband. Second, husband who responds to my conversations. Yung hindi lang inidedma ang mga sinasabi mo. We feel when they just respond, we feel like, wow, they love us. Ganun daw talaga yung mga babae. Third, husband who I can share my emotions with. Fourth, financially supportive husband. And fifth, husband who cares about children's education. Another family psychologist, Dr. Kevin Leman, did another survey. Ano daw ang kailangan ng isang tao sa kanyang asawa? For men, gusto daw nila, they want to feel respected, they want to feel that they are needed, and they want to be sexually fulfilled. Samantalang sa babae, we really want somebody who's very affectionate, somebody who really cares about what I'm going through, my stress levels, and my emotions. Pangalawa, honest conversation. Mahilig pala talaga mga babae magsalita. And third, commitment to the family. So I don't know how much you agree with all these results, but generally, this is how the differences of men and women are. You can really see that men are different from women. Ngayon, alam natin, but hindi talaga nila tayo naiintindihan. You know, one most important thing in life is relationships. Love starts from relationships. Even our spirituality with God, it's actually a relationship. Humans are made to have relationships. First with God, our spirituality connection, and also with others. That's how we survive in this world. Ngayon, nagkakaroon ng away or hindi pag-uunawa sa isang relationship because we have the wrong approach or mali ang ating pagre-respond sa isang conversation. Mostly, our relationship equals languages. Ang ating bibig, ang ating dila, ito talaga ang simula ng pagsisira or simula ng paglalago ng isang relasyon. Now, let us further discuss how can we use our languages to build healthier relationships. Proverbs 18:13, to answer before listening, that is folly and shame. James 1:19, dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Proverbs 15:23, this is the New Living Testament version. Everyone enjoys a fitting reply. It is wonderful to say the right things at the right time. Relationships are built through conversations. Even if we spend a very short time together, if we have a very deep, good quality conversation, we can actually say we have very healthy relationships. But no matter how much time you spend, kung walang kwenta lang naman talaga ang pinag-uusapan natin, we can say we have such a shallow level of our relationship. That's how much important our language is to one another. Our emotions, we tend to experience upset or disappointments or nagagalit tayo, not because on a certain act of another person, but mostly when our desires or our wants from ating mga ina-expect na pagiging reply ng isang tao or respond ng isang tao hindi namin meet, then we have a tension. So it is very important we have to let the other person clearly understand the message of what we really expect from them. We get upset, angry. That is a very normal feeling because mostly we feel like our demands, our needs, our wants, and our desires are not acknowledged. You know, wives, commonly, we talk with our emotions melted in our language. In-expect natin agad na ang ating asawang lalaki, just by hearing our language, parang mababasa nila ang ating emotions. But the reality, men would never know your emotions until you tell them. Ganun sila kasimple. Tayo naman, napaka-complex. We just can be honest. Pero maarte tayo minsan. We want to, parang nakukunwari tayo, okay, which is not okay. It is very important that we have very healthy love language towards our spouses because Dr. John Gartman counseled more than 3,000 couples during the 35 years of his counseling work. And he said 94% of couples divorce, naghihiwalay daw, and nakita niya, 94% sa kanila talaga pangit ang pananalita sa isa't isa. Every problem starts from a very small issue. But if we can approach the other person with a very beautiful language, ang isang maliit na problema hindi magiging problema. Even the biggest problem with beautiful words, we find ways to solve it. Especially for men, they're very compliment-driven, di ba? Kailangan talaga natin sila bolahin. And because that's how they are made. Men desire respect. Women desire affection. For us to get the proper affection na kailangan natin, our first step, let's try to respect and show and express our respect towards our husbands through our actual words of affirmation. And for us, mga babae, let's try to approach our asawa in a different way. Try to see their strength or something that they're good at. Siguro kahit wala talaga kang maisip na maganda sa asawa mong lalaki, for sure there is something that you fell in love with. Always goes with this ratio, 1 and 5. If there's one thing that you really want your husband to change, try to think of 5 good things that he already has. Mix it together and then tell him. Now, I want to encourage all of you to continue on your workbook with page 27, the Bible and I section, and also for your commitment this week. For your commitment, you really have to think of 20 20 things that you like your husbands about. This could be for all. Kahit wala kayong, you're a single mom or not, you still have to think of these 20 positive things. Because as mothers, we have our obligations to introduce to our children the good things about their father. Kahit hindi maging maganda ang resulto ng ating pagkakaasawa, a turn of events is actually the adult's fault, our fault, not our children's fault. And as mothers, we really want to tell our children how much they are the fruit of love. Wag na natin sinisisi ng ating mga anak because of the wrong, or maybe not say wrong, maybe the unsatisfying choices we have done in the past. And for us to have this bitter and remorseful heart, it is always just good to make it everything, solve it in God. So try to think of 20 good things about the father of your children. And for all the happy moms who still have your husbands with you, try to make a time within this week. It could be your text message even, or even handwriting. Actually, the best is face-to-face conversation. And tell your husband these 20 things na appreciate mo in him. And I want to hear your reactions, how it turned out. I'm sure walang lalaki magagalit dahil na-compliment mo siya ng 20 things that you really liked about him. From these very small steps, let's try to acknowledge our husbands, our spouses, the father of our children. So God bless you. Have a beautiful week, my happy moms. See you next week. And let's all say, Jesus, I am a mother.